All right, guys. I was watching that game and I was totally confused. I was scratching my head. Uh, how did the Jets only manage to score 7 points when acting owner Christopher Johnson came out a couple weeks ago and assured everybody that the New York Jets are still being ran by this brilliant offensive mind, okay? And that brilliant, let's just, ignore 2019 and all the dismal offensive ranks that the Jets came in last year. Let's just ignore those and sweep it under the rug and focus on the future. So I'm like, okay, we're currently being led by this guru. The same guru took this team and essentially shifted them into hyperdrive this week. So, I'm sitting here expecting 40 points or 30 points, whatever. All jokes aside, the New York Jets got their absolute doors blown off today by the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis, right? Week 1, we get throttled by the Buffalo Bills. Week 2, it was just, a massacre by the 49ers. I mean, they're pretty much playing with like second stringers all across the field, offense, defense, cornerback, quarterback, edge rusher, wide receivers. Kittle didn't play. And then we go to Indianapolis. And I really like how this Indianapolis team is coached. I like how they're ran. I love this Colts team, but it's safe to say that this Colts team is not on the level or, the tier of a Buffalo Bills team. Okay, the 3-0 Buffalo Bills or the San Francisco 49ers, who were just in the Super Bowl last year. Okay, so I was going into this game thinking, okay, I still kind of feel like the Colts are going to, manage to find a way and win this game. Because when you compare roster to roster, depth chart to depth chart, coaching staff to coaching staff, they pretty much check all of those boxes. They're pretty much better than the Jets in every category. So, I was going into it thinking, okay, I just want the Jets to compete. I want us to show something, show some sort of life or really get the offense rolling or, just something positive to build off of. But the Jets literally start the game off 7-0. Just like last week, we just get punched right in the mouth. I mean, last week that we had whatever it was, the 85-yard handoff for a touchdown, like immediately. And then this week, it's Darnold just throwing this pick six outside the numbers, just boom, Xavier Rhodes already down in the game. Remember, Indianapolis was already favored, when this game didn't even start yet. They were already, favored by 11.5 points at home. And this Jets team just hands them 7 points right off the bat. So it's like, okay, it could not have started off any worse than that. And then the Jets, next drive look okay, not great, not horrible. They look okay, kind of going back and forth. But to be honest with you, I actually did not mind the play calling in the first half. I thought the offense was moving the football kind of effectively. We actually had solid field position. We were kind of around midfield, like a lot actually. And it's surprising, considering Le'Veon Bell did not play and Jamison Crowder did not play and Denzel Mims did not play and Brashad Perryman did not play. All these different guys, George Fant did not play. Mekhi Becton gets hurt. Despite having all these injuries, I was actually shocked at how the Jets were able to move the ball against this loaded Colts defense, or really Colts front seven, loaded Colts front seven. So I was pleased with that. And then it's like, we get into the red zone, easy opportunity for points, whatever, even if it's a field goal, it's points on the board. And it's an interception, right? It's a turnover. So, we already handed Indianapolis 7 points. We're in position to put points on our side of, on our scoreboard, and we just give them another opportunity to go, make a play. And then later on in the game, Darnold throws another pick six, and then later on in the game, he gets a safety. So when you are going into a game in the opposing stadium, in an opposing team's house that's already being favored by double digits, after looking horrible in 2019, after looking horrible in week 1 and week 2, we are now gift wrapping 16 points to the Indianapolis Colts. Here's 2 pick sixes, here's a safety, and when we're in the red zone, we're going to just give that away too and just come up with zero, not even a field goal. So it's pretty much impossible when, not only you just lose the turnover battle, but you lose when you just are giving away points at such a quick rate. With the amount of struggles that this Jets team has had this season, whether it's the offense or defense or even special teams, you cannot turn the ball over, especially with pick sixes. And I know you can't really control if an interception is going to be just a standard turnover, or if it's going to go back to the house for 6. I get that, but again, you cannot just gift wrap a team that has playoff aspirations. Oh, here's 14 points, and then just again handing them another 2 points later on in the game. But at that point, it was pretty much meaningless. So Jets lose again. We play the Denver Broncos on a short week. And, Denver actually, they're getting killed, I believe, by Tampa Bay. I haven't checked out the score, but this is going to be, I would say a pretty boring game on Thursday. I mean, Jeff Driscoll's going to be playing, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. In regards to this game, though, I know I'm kind of all over the place here. It's just like I can't even wrap my head around it. I really can't. I mean, the New York Jets are far and away the worst team in the NFL. I mean, you have teams that are playing poorly, like Denver, like Philadelphia. I mean, Philadelphia's looked god-awful, Carson Wentz. But what team out there has just been absolutely beaten down? Week 1, week 2, week 3, away, home, 4 o'clock game, 1 o'clock game, whatever. It's like we are turning the ball over. We can't move the football. We can't score any points. And opposing offenses, whether it's first stringers or second stringers, are just running the football, passing the football all over this Jets team. Okay, so a change needs to be made eventually. As far as this season goes, just with the current talent that they have, with the current coaching staff that's in place, with all of the injuries stacked up, I don't see the Jets making the playoffs this year. That's obvious. I feel like I'm pretty much speaking for the majority of football fans out there that that feel the same way. The Jets are clearly not in it this year. This is not going to be the Jets season. We have so many tough games ahead of us. We have the Patriots twice. We have the Chiefs. We have the Buffalo Bills one more time. I think we play Arizona, and they're pretty much rolling this year too. Cliff Kingsbury, we could have had him, but I don't know where the Jets are going to fall as far as like draft order goes, but all signs are pointing that they're, the worst team. I mean, so far you can argue that the Giants have looked, just as bad, but I remember that Pittsburgh game, okay? Like they were able to move the ball against the Steelers. They were competitive at least for a little bit in that game. But I would say right now that the Jets and the Giants are the worst 2 teams in football, and it sucks to say it, but it's a sad reality. But the good news is, the silver lining of it all is that we're not in this weird no man's land where we're finishing 7-9 and 6-10, where it's like, oh, are we building in the right direction? Do we have the young core in place? Do we want to continue building, or should we blow it up? And it's like question marks and questions all over the place. It's like, no, the New York Jets offense is god awful, and the Jets defense is just getting picked apart, and it doesn't even matter who's playing quarterback. If it's Josh Allen, if it's Nick Mullins, if it's Jimmy Garoppolo, if it's Phillip Rivers, if it's Jacoby Brissett, it doesn't matter. Any offense can just do whatever they want to the Jets defense. Okay, so it's not fun. It's not fun to watch these games. It's really not. So again, short week, Denver Broncos. We'll see how that goes. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section about this loss. Feel free to vent. And thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.